Good morning. I'm very delighted that I could participate in this very important ceremony here. And distinguished authorities, ladies and gentlemen, and my friends from many different places who were here. My relationship with Tuscany and the city of Florence and Prato and Pistoia goes long back. Also with the University of Florence, long before I'm known for social business and other initiatives that I have taken. And that started because of the common feeling that we all share. That common feeling is things don't have to be the way it is. It can be different. And that's what inspired me to try out things that were not done before. Because I thought there are ways to solve the problem we see around us. And I tried to do it in my capacity, which I felt that's very small, and do things in a very small way. I didn't feel ashamed of it. I didn't feel discouraged about it. All I wanted to see if I can make myself useful, one single person. And I thought, if I can make myself useful to one single person, I feel myself very happy that I have been useful to somebody. And I was not planning to change the whole world. But what I did in my effort to make myself useful to one person, I saw that's easy to do it. Once you can do it for one, you can do it for two easily, because it's the same thing, same issue. And it opens up a whole new door for everybody. And another thing which always prompted me to stay on, never give up, because I strongly feel human creativity is just unlimited. Simply, we never use this creativity because our system doesn't allow us to use our creativity. And whatever creativity you have used so far, and we get so impressed by our own creativity as a human being. And I see the other way. Not only is it very impressive what we express, the creativity that we have, and I see the other way because the creativity that we have not unleashed yet, if it is unlimited creativity, why should we be satisfied with the limited creativity that we have done so far? And I feel when I say human creativity, I mean creativity of every single human being. It's not just a human creativity in a combined sense. I mean it by individual sense. Each individual has unlimited creative power. But somehow, we have not been able to create a structure within our society to help each person to unleash that creative power. That's our failure. How to make it happen? The extreme poor person or the child born on the street has as much creative power as a child born in the most privileged family in the world. There is no difference. But a child born on the street will never find out what he or she is worth. That's an unfortunate part of it. And if we could unleash our creative power, the problems that we see around us will not exist. Human creativity is much more superior than the problems that we have created for ourselves. Simply, we do not connect that creativity to the problems that we have around us. Our creativity, whatever we have explored, whatever we have accomplished, mostly directed to making money, because that creative power is controlled mostly by the business world. The technology that is developed is in the service of the money-making businesses. Since business is about making money, so we didn't see any fault with that. But the unfortunate part of it, if you could use this creative power somehow by opening a door to solve the problem, all these problems will disappear. So that's the door that we are trying to open by creating a new kind of business. Business to solve problems rather than make money for individuals. And that's what I have been doing, and that's what I have named, calling them social business. It's a non-dividend company dedicated to solving problems. So we are using the business technique, business method to solve problems. Because we are used to solving problems by charity way. Give money, hand out money, solve problems. And we do it as an individuals, we do it as a collective in our local governments, in our national governments, in our international organizations. But the unfortunate thing is if we do it in a charity way, charity is a wonderful accomplishment of human being, but it has a limitation. Limitation is money goes, does the work, but never comes back. So as a result, every time you want to do the same thing again, you need a fresh bunch of money to do that. If somehow we can put this whole thing in a business format, objective is the same as charity, but now we can use it in a business format so that we can get back the money to be reused again and again and again. And it becomes very powerful. That's the attempt that I made and found it very workable. And that excited me and excited my friends. And that's the idea of social business itself. And I'm very happy that the University of Florence has set up a social business center. And I'm very honored that they have used my name in that center, calling it Yunus Social Business Center. So that the idea that we have been promoting remains dedicated to that particular purpose. It doesn't go into wrong direction. So this is now a kind of a challenge that we have to take, how to use our creative power to solve our own problems. Today is a very doable thing, much more doable than it was yesterday, because the world has changed so much. World of 2012 is completely different from world, say, 20 years back, 30 years back. 30 years back, we didn't have the technology that we enjoy today. If we go back 20 years, very all of us, 20 years back, we have our own experience, what we did. It's not some 100 years back, it's just 20 years back. Things that we never imagined will happen to the world, in the world of possibilities, in the world of technologies, has become so common practice. Some 15 years back, forget about 20, 15 years back in Bangladesh, the country that I'm from, we had about 500,000 telephones in the whole country. And the waiting time to get a telephone connection from the government agency usually was about 3 years. You have to wait 3 years before you can get a response from the government agency whether you're going to have a telephone connection or not. And it could be as long as 5 years and 6 years. 15 years back. And the 500,000 telephones that we had in the country, mostly concentrated in the capital city. The rest of the country didn't have telephone connections. And 15 years back, we created a company called Grameen Phone. Because I got so mesmerized by the power of technology, I thought if I can bring the technology in the hands of the poor people, particularly poor women, it will be so much easier for them to change their own life. So I was looking for an opportunity to do that. So one opportunity came when the government was going to give license for a new telephone company, for the first time, privatization of telephones. And we applied. And after a long battle, finally we got the license, called it Grameen Phone. And our idea is to bring telephone in the hands of the villagers. And not only villagers, we wanted to make sure the telephones, mobile phones come in the hands of poor women. Everybody laughed. Poor woman? Who is she going to call? I said, don't be surprised. Not only she will make calls, she will let everybody else to make calls because she's the only one who has a telephone. They didn't believe it. So we started the company and started bringing telephone in the hands of poor women, gave them microcredit to buy the telephone so that she can start a new business. Business to let people use telephone and pay her. And it became a roaring business. So we thought we'll have 1,000 telephones in the hands of poor women, and they will make some success in making telephone as their business. It became so popular right away. We had more than 400,000 what we call telephone ladies all over Bangladesh, and making a roaring business by selling telephone service in the villages. Today, Grameen Phone, the telephone company that we started in 1997, has over 35 million telephone subscribers.